Parker kicks to Duncan. Leonard attacking. Soft touch off the glass. Leonard's got 6.
They've taken so many shots down there, and they're knocking him down. Really good looks in the paint.
No doubt the offensive philosophy today. Pound that thing inside.
And DeMarre Carroll is going to pick up a foul. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul. 4th team foul.
And Leonard has it in the corner. He feeds it to Splitter. Back to Leonard. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession.
Well, that pass had just a little bit too much heat on it for him to make a clean steal.
Yeah, I think it would have been a tough catch for either of them.
The dish to Green. 6 to shoot. It's stolen by Teague. Takes a 3. Kept alive. Goes back up. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
They have to box out better than that. I mean, that putback is just another example of the difference between these two teams today. DeMarre Carroll last season a consistent starter for the first time in his NBA career. Today he really turned the corner with his three-point shot, providing a great complement to his high-energy play.
And Carroll known as the junkyard dog for his hustle style.
Really an athletic energy guy, Kevin. I mean, he can rebound, he runs, he finishes around the rim. Always a hard worker. So no surprise that he's been able to expand his game to be more complete offensively.
That's far too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
Well, that's 3 of the last 5 makes, having been behind the three-point line. So got to make some adjustments defensively.
Teague for 3. Another 3 for Atlanta.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. That's 4 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been three-pointers.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Al Horford, 6'10", 250, really a natural power forward who's been asked to play at center for his whole career. He's shown himself willing to battle bigger players inside, but you got to think he'd welcome a chance to switch back to the 4 spot.
Elton Brand's checked in for the Hawks. Millsap comes in for Muscala. Spurs trail by 18.
And for Horford, you know, able to scrap inside to overcome his lack of size defensively. His quickness is his biggest advantage. I mean, he's excellent at moving in space and defending the pick and roll.
None of the defenders wanted anything Clark to do with him on that jam.
And I do not blame him at all, partner. He was coming in with a bunch of steam and was ready to posterize whoever decided to get in his way.
All right, I understand, fellas, but come on. You've got to challenge him a little bit at least.
He's talking about Horford's advantages playing center. Certainly his offensive skill set among those advantages.
Yeah, and an excellent mid-range jump shooter and ball handler. He can face up. He can draw opposing bigs further out than they'd like, but he's also strong enough and quick enough to get past them and get to the rim.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, Spurs coach Greg Popovich is so highly respected by his peers. Thunder coach Scott Brooks said there are 3 things you can count on: death, taxes, and Pop winning 50 games. Dallas coach Rick Carlisle called him, quote, the best coach in any sport ever and the smartest man in the history of the world. Kevin, he wasn't joking.
High praise indeed. Thank you, Doris. Boris Diaz checked in for the Spurs. Ginobili comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Spurs trail by 21. Parker outside. Ginobili kicks to Diaw. That shot's good on the assist by Ginobili.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
Here's Carroll. He's got 12. Diaw with the steal. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Parker's running. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Manu Ginobili has always been one of my favorite guys to watch and an elite shooting guard on the court. I mean, the issue with him has been health. You know, last season he missed about a month with a tweaked hamstring, right as the Spurs went on their rodeo road trip.
And Ginobili, guys, clearly focused on trying to stay healthy. The last couple of off-seasons, Steve, he's bowed out of international play.
No, it's smart. I mean, he's got so much mileage on his body. And it's more important for him to spend his summers just working on his body, staying healthy, strengthening those areas that he needs. And it's always tricky, though, to say no to your home country when they ask you to play on the national team.
Here's Mills, following the basket by Paul Millsap. And here we go again, Atlanta on the break and out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
I tell you what, wandering aimlessly out of bounds like that might earn him a ticket to the bench.
Al Horford is checked in for DeMarre Carroll. In the corner, it's Ginobili. He dishes it to Baines. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Here's Schroeder. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Tries from 10. Horford, no luck. Here's Baines. It's an 18-point game. Here's Bellinelli. Another one falls for San Antonio. Outside Millsap. Up in time. Buried from outside. But I don't know. I think we may see a review here. That was pretty close. And the teams are going to have to wait before heading to the locker room. They're going to bring out the monitor and see if he got that shot off in time.
I think they're going to be able to see pretty clearly on the replay that the shot left his hands in time, guys. The evidence is right there.
Yeah, and this is a big call, guys. I mean, they're going to take a very close look at it, even if it seems clear-cut at first glance.
And they're going to count it. They're overturning the original call after looking at the replay.
Yeah, good to see them get that one right. That's exactly why we have this rule in place, and I like it. Each basket is so important in these games that you've just got to make sure you get it right at the end of the quarters.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Hawks lead by 19. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Coach, you're going to have to climb a bit of a hill here in the second half. What are you telling your guys they need to do to turn this thing around?
I think we just moved the ball a little bit. We were just on the dribble a little bit too much, and we've got a lot of pressure out there, so the ball's got to move.
Coach, thanks for the time. Gentlemen, back to you at the table.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half. As we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. The Hawks leading by 19 points. Millsap at power forward with Horford at center. Teague and Korver in the backcourt, and it's Carroll in at the three. So that's the Hawks 5.
You know, I'd like to see more of that from him. He's been passing up his shot more than usual, even though he's hitting the ones he takes. He's got to be more aggressive. You know, there aren't a lot of easy matchups out in the Western Conference from top to bottom. The West is loaded, but the Hawks did a great job of beating some of the weaker teams out West when they did see them.
Assistant, Kawhi Leonard.
Atlanta shooting a mind-boggling 79% off the floor. And there's the feed to Horford. Shoots. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Once he gets inside like that, even an excellent defensive effort isn't enough. Al Horford, the Dominican big man, won 2 titles with that great University of Florida team, actually back-to-back titles in 06 and 07. You really love his skill level. There's not much he can't do. He gets up and down. He's a terrific passer, and his mid-range jumper is spot on.
Now here's Parker, out left to the wing. And the call will be against Al Horford. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And about a minute of action so far in the 3rd quarter. Green dishes to Duncan. And the basket good. Duncan's got 8 points. And Steve, for Horford, consistently a threat from mid-range. It's curious that he has struggled at the free throw line the last couple seasons.
Yeah, it must be something mental, because you think about what a good shooter he is from the outside. Some people have even thought maybe he should shoot threes from time to time. But the free throw line struggles, that's something that's bothered a lot of people over the years, and usually it's a mental block of some sort.
Now here's Parker, following the miss by Al Horford. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Last season, Coach Popovich of the San Antonio Spurs winning his 5th NBA championship, one of only 5 NBA coaches in the league's history to win that many rings. He's one of the all-time greats.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the 3rd. Leonard attacking. That's good, and so Duncan with the assist. And it's 8 points for Kawhi Leonard. And Popovich, the only coach in NBA history to twice win Coach of the Year and an NBA title. Clark in the same season.
And yet he remains so humble. He's highly esteemed by anybody in the NBA and even beyond the NBA when you talk about his leadership and the way he has that mutual respect with his players. It's wonderful to watch how they make it happen. He tells you first and foremost it's a players' league, and that's how he goes about his work. He gives all the credit to the great ones he's had the privilege of coaching, and that's average.
Here's Parker following the basket by Al Horford, and the call will be against Jeff Teague. That's foul number 2 for him. Green passes to Duncan. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
You know, I get the feeling that Tim Duncan would make a mean poker player. With his reluctance to display emotion on the court, it's pretty clear when he's on the court, the big fundamental is all business.
And you talk about Duncan's reserved demeanor, snubbed from the All-Star game last season, but you never hear him complain. That's just not how he does things.
And that one's good. Millsap.
Everything working for him out of the half as they've hit 4 of their first 5 shots.
Spurs trail by 19.
Defensive foul, Jeff Teague.
And for Duncan, as respected Clark as he is, you wonder if he's gotten the recognition that he truly deserves.
Well, it's like a lot of things, Kevin. Sometimes you don't truly appreciate it until it's gone. But he's one of the 10 best players of all time in my book. Consistency, high-level performance, championships, every measure you use to evaluate him makes him one of the 10 best.
Got to make a defensive adjustment here because he's just destroying them from three-point range.
Well, even when they've closed out on him, Steve, he's knocking them down.
Now here's Parker. Atlanta with the rebound. Millsap's got 5 rebounds tonight.
That's a battle they haven't been winning today, guys. Their work on the glass has to improve.
And that's not the only thing that's gone against them. They've gotten a bunch of good looks and have been absolutely lethal from behind the three-point line.
Yeah, you got to get some bodies out there defensively, though. I mean, if things are way too easy out beyond the three-point arc.
Duncan. And misses it off the right side of the rim. The Hawks lead by 23. Teague kicks to Millsap.
How about that basketball, man?